is by SVG Dube. He says, "Hey guys, just wondering something. But what are your thoughts on the third admiral who made his appearance during the Reverie? His name was stated to be Ryo Kyugyu, which translates to Green Bull. Do you guys believe this pertains to his devil fruit? And what are your thoughts on his claim that he has abstained from eating for the last 3 years?" And then we'll just start off with Sebastian.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was coming to me first. I think Green Bull has the potential to be super dope, like as a character, like already just starving himself for that long, and it seemingly not affecting him at all. Him commenting on liking pretty girls and stuff, and like the fact that he's a new admiral, like. We've only ever gotten one other new admiral, and it was Fujitora, and he lived up to the billing. You know what I mean? Like, Fuji was great. He was a great character that they added. So he can totally be great. As far as what my expectations are for him, I kind of did like the theory that he's Zoro's dad. It ties into a bunch of stuff, but it was like it connects the fact that they both hadn't eaten for an extended period of time, and they would only eat if a young girl brought them the food, or something like that, which is how Zoro ended up eating, or whatever. So, like, I like that. His theme color is green. Zoro's theme color is green. I know that ties back into the Shimotsuki clan, too, because I think there's, like, an oar or an ox or a bull or something as their clan chest, and we're seeing that Zoro is part of that family, or it seems to be. So I like that. I mean, I don't know if it'll be true. I just kind of like that thought process, because then you could get a fight. Like, everybody thinks Zoro's fight in the Marines is Kizaru or Fujitora because he's a sword, but what if it's Green Bull because he's his dad? You know what I mean? Like, it could be something interesting like that. I don't know if he's going to be, like, a bad guy, you know? Like, because Fuji isn't. He's kind of a neutral good. Like, I don't say chaotic good, but he's a good, like, person. So I'm really looking forward to his actual appearance and, like, what his brand of justice is. So I don't know what it could be. He's out here fasting and stuff, so maybe it's, like, Lazy Justice Part 2. But I don't know. I like Green Bull. Plus, I hope he washed Sabo, too, at the Reverie, because that would be dope.
What about you, Lano? What do you think?
I honestly had, like, mixed feelings when, like, what Sebastian was talking about with him being Zolo's father. Mm-hmm. I gotta admit, Morg is really convincing when he's making an argument or a point. He, like, you might think no, but when he starts bringing out certain facts and certain viewpoints, he was just like, yo, he actually might be Zolo's father. So I'm just like, I don't want another enemy take away from the Marines, because we already lost Aokiji.
Yeah.
So we don't know what role Aokiji's gonna play, and I don't want like when we think of, like, you know, we think the Straw Hats are gonna fight the admirals. So now you hear, oh, Fujitora might be somebody from Wano who might take the sides of Wano and everything, and now Green Bull too, because Morg's video was also out. Two of the new admirals are from Wano. So I'm thinking, are they going to be an ally or an enemy? Yeah. So we just started questioning, like, what's their real role in here? And he made the whole Mama Taro with Kaido and the Monkey King and the dog. So all those things sound convincing, and it did. But, like, I just want another enemy turn to an ally. I want you not be an enemy. Like, I want them to fight the Straw Hats. So, like, I mean, it is cool because I want to see Zolo's father. Like, because I think it was interesting. We had Luffy's, Sanji's, like, you know, parenthood were developed. Now I'm thinking of Wano's Zolo's arc, so we might get some more of his lineage and being a father. And I also think the next is going to be Luffy and his father. So that's my viewpoint on it.
What about you, Law? What do you think, man?
Green Bull's an interesting person, and I think of...
Is he?
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing. We know nothing.
Well, look at the little stuff we gave him, right? So, like, Sebastian, you always brung out, like, how, and you remember because I called this, remember? And I want to say interesting, because Sebastian brung out, there's not many people you're going to see just walking around Admiral level, right? This base, I'm just chilling out. That's not affiliated with anything. I'm Admiral. But the Marines found two, Fuji and Green Bull. Mm-hmm. So to me, that adds to his interest. Where who were you and what were you doing before that you actually reached this level, and what were you doing? Like,
the better question is, where were you doing Marine 4?
Yeah,
right? Keep going.
And then he joined the Marines, and also too, like, we don't, because I know some of the admirals, they have, like, this quirkiness personality about them. Like, for example, Kizaru, fast as the speed of light, Yet he kind of, without his ability, he kind of does everything slow. He speaks slowly, like mosh mosh. You know, like
Yeah.
it's like he does something. So it's like a weird quirk about him.
That was pretty good, by the way.
Yeah, that was
Thank you.
actually it was.
Fuji, right, took his own eyes, and he's a gambler, like pretty much, right? So how are you gambling that you're blind? And pretty much, and what I mean by also like adding to Green Bull's personality, because I don't know how close him and Fuji were, but they also seem different types. Well, especially Fuji at this point. And I'm thinking, I'm giving this to Green Bull, so he's probably similar to Fuji Tora. Because I noticed a difference. I was reading back in Dressrosa, and Fuji asked the Marines to take a list of all the people in the arena, right? He says, and then the Marine questioned him, said, not the people we're fighting. He goes, no, the citizens. We should count more of the people we should be protecting than who we're fighting. Right?
Yeah.
So he's paying attention to more of protecting citizens, right? Like more of a real justice as a real protector instead of the Marines who are like, I kind of feel like Green Bull, before I see him fasting, it could be out of a righteousness that he's fasting, right? So I feel like we have two admirals that might, again, like Garp, even though they join the admirals, fight against protecting the Celestial Dragons who want to hurt civilians, who are pushing their own agenda instead of like what they're here to stand for.
Yeah.
You know? And then also and then also the fact that like a young girl like feed him to it. This gives him a little bit like he could be kind of like a playboy aspect of the Marine. So to me, like this around him is interesting that you're this strength without no one really knowing you. Then you're fasting. What reason why you're fasting? But then also too, you're interested in women. So it's like there's different aspects of his personality that draws an interest to him as a person. That you're this strong. So how's this gonna play out into your character?
Yeah.
So, to me, I'm seeing a lot here with Green Bull that could add to later on. Because also Wano, if he is from Wano, which I don't really want that in a way, because like what Lionel said, I don't want them taken away from the Marines. But also think of too, can we really see the Straw Hats fighting the Admirals and then kind of winning, taking them out? Because if they're supposed to be to stand for justice, can we really see, like for example, Garp and Gold Roger? We know they've went against each other countless times and Garp cornered them, but we never really got a record of them fighting and then one winning. Because how would that look? Oh, Garp lost to Garp the hero lost to Gold Roger, or Gold Roger lost to Garp. You don't really hear that. So how would that look? Like I'm thinking Luffy taking out Akainu. How would that be for the Marines? So maybe they may fight and clash or anything, but a real fight with them. So that made me think of maybe the Straw Hats are not meant to fight the Marines, and that's why Oda could do it this way, because he's not really going to fight them. The world government, yes, but the Marines, no, they're going to stay. You know?
They fighting those admirals.
Facts.
I'm
Thank you.
gonna put
Hey,
I'm gonna put it out there.
I don't want that.
I know you
I
thinking
want
of
that.
all these possibilities, but no.
But I'm
They're
saying-
fighting. Yeah, you're wilding. Bro.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah,
bro.
you're
I'm
bro.
not. I'm just saying there's a possibility of them not to, because not that I don't want. One, I don't want them to lose any admirals. I just said right now I want the Straw Hats to fight the world government after they just take out Kaido. Like pretty much, I want that to happen. You know,
Like
I want that
immediately?
craziness, huh?
Like immediately?
Well, I mean, they're here. Like,
Oh, you mean like CP0 or
yeah,
whoever
they're here.
came with the
no,
ship?
exactly,
Okay.
they're here. So
Yeah.
We still got Big Mom problems to deal with.
Yeah.
them too, man.
All right, I get you. I mean, that makes sense. For me, I think it's cool. I think he's just a replacement at this point. He's meant to be interesting because he holds such a high position, and we've always thought so much of the admirals itself that we're supposed to be intrigued. But necessarily, he's just a replacement filling a role. You know what I'm saying? He's filling the role of Akainu, where Fujitora was filling the role of Aokiji. So I think the new admirals are supposed to be interesting, but they're not going to have much of an effect on the story itself. Like, I'm not going to think that, all right, Luffy fights Akainu, then Zoro fights, Kizaru, and then Sanji fights either Fujitora or Green Bull. And then I guess Yamato, if she joins, she has to fight one of them too, because nobody else is gonna be able to.
Bay.
Jinbei's not admiral level.
Let Luffy double up.
He's gonna be able to double up at
You
this
said
point.
the same thing about Jack. And he
But
didn't
hold
do
on.
it.
It's still coming.
Hold on, but I don't necessarily think too much about it. I think him not eating is just a way to prove to us that he has enough willpower to be an admiral, because he has the will to do something so extreme. The only other people that we've seen come close to that was Zeph and Sanji in the series, right? And Zeph ended up eating his own leg, which in turn proved his willpower to a degree, that he's able to do something like that in order to do it for the good of someone else. So it proves like willpower itself rules the show,
Yeah.
right? And then Devil Fruits. So I think that's just Oda saying, hey, if you're gonna scale this guy, you're gonna scale him pretty wide.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion. I don't think much of him because there's not much to go off of either.
There is not. There is
Yeah.
not. But what if he's starting himself similar to why Fuji took his eyes? Like,
I mean,
I'm not eating because
Then that just means that the next admiral is gonna do something stupid too. So
What you mean, Kobe?
it's probably gonna be Kobe. All right, so let's go to